Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Unparalleled Universe for another action figure review. And today we're taking a look at the brand new Marvel Legends Retro Gray Beast. And we're gonna jump right into this, starting with the awesome looking packaging, because this packaging right here means a lot to me. This is based on the 5-inch Marvel figures that Toy Biz used to make in the early to mid 90s, and that's the stuff that I grew up on. Those toy lines are really what made me fall in love with Marvel characters and comic book characters in general, so they really mean a lot to me, and I just love seeing this packaging. But you guys know me, I open up pretty much everything that I buy, so this guy's gonna get open, and you know, one of these days I'm gonna have to buy doubles of all the X-Men retro stuff so I can hang them on my wall, because I really do love the way they look. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into this. First off, you can see the figure right here. You can see all the accessories that he comes with. He does look really good. Over here we have some Beast artwork that looks nice. Up here it says Uncanny X-Men, just like it used to on the old school figures. Down here too, this all just looks exactly like the old 5-inch figures used to look. And then you even have like the little rectangle over here with the other characters' faces. It kind of looks like a comic book, so that's cool. And then on the back we get a look at Beast himself, and then we have a cool little biography. So that's actually they put a little bit more in here than they usually do, so that's dope. And then up here, usually on the 5-inch figures, it used to show like the action feature if they had any. That's like what this would be used for. And then over here it would show like a bunch of other figures that were coming out, you know. So man, I used to love those figures so much, man. It's really cool that Hasbro does this kind of stuff. Man, yeah, this is just so awesome. I love to look at this, and I'll be honest with you, it's gonna hurt to open this up, but you know what? I like action figures, I like to play with them, so that's why I buy them. So I'm gonna open this guy up and have some fun. Let's go ahead and take a look. Okay, so here we have Beast right out of the packaging, and obviously there's not going to be a whole lot of surprises with this figure because he's basically just a repaint of the blue Beast that we got last year in the Caliban Build-A-Figure wave. And I get it, this figure had a bunch of really nice sculpting, it probably needed a bunch of new tooling, so Hasbro's going to have to do everything that they can to get the most out of those parts, and as a result we have a couple of Beast repaints, and I'm okay with that because so far I like what they've done. I love the blue Beast, I love the dark Beast, and now I love this gray Beast. Even though I will say, part of me is kind of torn on exactly what this figure is supposed to represent. I feel like it doesn't accurately depict any certain version of Beast, because even though I'm not an expert on this era of comics when Beast was gray, I know that he wasn't like the gentle Hank McCoy that we love from the 90s and even before that, because at this time I guess he took some like experimental serum and it kind of like pushed forward his mutation and he became a little bit more beast-like, and his attitude kind of reflected that. He was a little bit more feral and savage, and he was like attacking people and doing all kinds of crazy shit, and this smiley face doesn't really represent that. He does come with the screaming face that kind of has that spirit, but this screaming face is based on a very specific comic book cover, and on that comic book cover he was blue, so you know, it works for a savage Beast, but it doesn't work for like this era of a savage Beast, if that makes any sense. And the smiling face, I love it because it screams Hank McCoy to me, but it kind of reminds me of when he was with the Avengers and he was hanging out with Wonder Man all the time, but he wasn't gray at that time. So you know, like I said, this Beast figure is kind of all over the place in terms of the inspiration. I kind of wish that it didn't come with this head. I wish it came with the more comic book accurate head from this era. And then I think it would have been cool if he came with a blue head with the smiley face. I think that would have been the way to go. But I kind of feel like they'll find a way to release this head with the blue color so we could throw it on our Beast back there somehow, some way. We'll see. But I think the way to go should have been to give him like a comic book accurate savage face from this era of comics and then throw in a blue Beast head, because a lot of people were pretty upset with the head that the Beast from the Caliban wave came with. And let me go ahead and show you what this would look like if I popped it on here. And yeah, look at that. That's perfect, man. I'm gonna have to get like a copy of this head and paint it blue. But yeah, so that definitely screams like 90s Beast to me. So to me, they should have just given him like, they should have just packed a blue Beast head in with this gray Beast and given us a more comic book looking feral head, you know. But you know, it's all good. Hopefully they'll come around and give us a proper blue Beast head. For now I have the May Shelf one on mine, and I love it, so I'm happy with that. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at this Beast head on here. See, like it works perfectly fine as a savage Beast, but it just doesn't look the way he did in the comics, you know, from that era. But still, I like the figure. I think it's awesome. I just wish it was a little bit more comic book accurate. But let's go ahead and take a closer look at the figure, starting off with the head. I really like this head sculpt. It definitely does a good job of capturing the happy, positive, good-natured side of Beast, and I think it looks really nice. I love that smile. I like the way that the blue eyes look against the gray. The mouth has like clean paint apps. It all looks really good. The paint on the whole head is really nice and very well done. The hair does miss a little bit right there, but you know, it's not an issue at all. You could barely see it. But yeah, I think it came out really nice. Check that out. And I think it's pretty interesting how they put gray on top of the hair. You know, like the sides are black and then there's gray on top. And it could look kind of funny from certain angles, but I think from like most of the time, it just looks like comic book shading or something. So I think that's dope. And then here's a quick look at his alternate head, even though you're probably familiar with this head already because it's the exact same head that we saw on the Caliban Wave Beast, but it looks pretty cool in gray. I could say that. The paint on the teeth on mine could be a little bit better, but you know, I might touch it up, I might not, I don't know. For the most part, I think this is a pretty cool head sculpt. I know a lot of people disliked it. I thought it was okay. It just wasn't the ideal head sculpt for that version of Beast. But I can make use of it here with the gray version, so that's cool. But yeah, this head sculpt is awesome. I really like it. And then moving down into the body, you know, chances are you already know like what a good job they did on this, but I still want to take a second to talk about it because they killed it, man. And I just want to show some appreciation for all the work they put into this figure because check out the sculpting work. They even sculpted fur like in the joints and everything. It all looks really nice. And I really like how it goes from dark gray to light gray. Very seamlessly and natural, you know. There's no like spots that are too gray and they contrast too much with like lighter spots on the figure. It all looks very good. One concern I have is that it looks like this whole bottom torso waist piece is one piece and it looks like it was molded in plastic and then painted gray. So as you can see, there's a little bit of blue coming through the gray right there. So that kind of sucks. It's not like it jumps out to me all crazy, but it is something I noticed. Then moving down to the shorts, we just have his blue shorts. Oh, and one thing I want to point out about this figure is that they actually painted the nails different from the rest of the hand. So that's really cool because they did not do that on the Blue Beast. Same thing on the feet. So that's awesome that they did that here. But yeah, I love the sculpting and the paintwork on this figure, and I really like this new head sculpt. And the big draw with this Beast, I think, is the accessories that he comes with, because he comes with a lot of cool things that should have came with the Blue Beast the first time around. Aside from the two different heads that we already looked at, he also comes with two different sets of hands. First off, we have a set of gripping hands, and then another set of hands where we have a fist on the right side and then a flat hand on the left side, so you could get him into all kinds of handstand poses and things like that. And the original Beast did come with these two sets of hands too, so that's pretty cool. But the book he did not come with, and this Beast comes with an awesome looking book that he has no problem holding, and that is really cool. And then last but not least, he has a set of glasses. And taking a closer look at the book, I really like this thing. I like how there's a bunch of writing in there, and then we have some graphs, and there's even a little groove so that you could put his thumb on there so that he could get a better grip of it. But it looks really cool. I like all the details. I like how it looks all worn and beat up and everything. It kind of looks like it's his personal journal or something like that, you know. That's kind of cool. And then on the outside here, I like how it has an actual leather kind of look to it, and then there's a little bit of gold paintwork on there. And there's even some text, but I can't read what it says. It might be in another language or something, but this is really cool. And then, oh, look at that. Even up here, you can see the pages and stuff. So this is really, really cool. I like this book a lot. And then we have the glasses. And the glasses are okay, but they're kind of soft plastic, and they're hard to keep onto the figure's face. But it's cool that he came with them. And he definitely should have come with both of these things the first time around. So I'm glad that they finally included it with this version of Beast. And now for some size comparisons, I'm going to give you some shots of Beast standing upright next to some other figures, and then him crouching down next to some other figures. Because with a character like Beast, he's often depicted different sizes, you know. It's kind of like all over the place when it comes to Beast scale, and this figure could kind of adjust to the way you need it by crouching down or standing straight up. So there's a lot of possibilities here. But let's go ahead and get into it. First off, we have the new Gray Beast alongside the Blue Beast from the Caliban Build-A-Figure Wave, and then the Dark Beast from the Sugarman Build-A-Figure Wave. And then next up, we have him alongside a couple of his Toy Biz counterparts. On the left, we have a Beast from one of the X-Men Classics waves, and then on the other side, we have the Series 4, I believe it was, Marvel Legends Toy Biz Beast. And then next up, we have Beast alongside the Cyclops from the Lover's Triangle 3-pack, and then Wolverine from the Juggernaut Build-A-Figure wave. And as you can see, he looks pretty cool next to them. And then now for some Avengers action, we have Beast alongside his buddy Wonder Man and the 80th anniversary Iron Man. And once again, he looks really cool with both of them. And then here we have Beast alongside the Mafex comic book Wolverine and the Mafex comic book Cyclops. And then last but not least, we have Beast alongside the Marvel Legends Pizza Spider-Man and the Marvel Legends Bucky Cap. And chances are you're probably already familiar with the articulation on this body, but let's go ahead and take a look at it anyways, because this figure has really good articulation. It's probably the most articulated Marvel Legends figure so far, with the exception of maybe that new Spider-Man figure. But, you know, they're neck and neck. Actually, he might have more because he has the toe hinge. So, yeah, I'd say this is probably the most articulated Marvel Legends figure that Hasbro's ever given us. So, there's a lot of good stuff going on right here. So, let's go ahead and take a look at it. First off, his head is on a little ball joint, so it moves side to side. It's got a little bit of tilt to it, but not very much. He could look up to about right there, which is nice. He could look down to right there. And then he has this awesome torso where we have a diaphragm cut, so he could tilt side to side, which is nice. And then it could twist. There's a lot of nice movement on this diaphragm cut. I really, really like that. And then we have a regular ab crunch at the bottom. So using both of those, he could hunch forward a really nice amount. Look at that. That is awesome. I just love the articulation on this thing. And then for the arms, we do have butterfly shoulders. So his arms could go all the way back like that. And then they could come to the front a little bit as well. Get his arms out in front of him. So that is awesome. And then we have ball jointed shoulders that do go all the way around. They come out to the side. And then we have upper bicep swivel. Double jointed elbow, which gets a pretty good bend, even though he has pretty big arms. That bend is pretty good right there. And then for the hands, we have a swivel and a hinge. And then for the legs, we have some import shit going on right here because we have drop down legs. Look at that. That is so awesome. How cool would it be if they put drop down hips on all of their Marvel Legends figures? They'd be like killing it. I mean, they're already killing it, but that would just be next level. But for Beast, it worked out really good. Check it out. You could bring his legs all the way up like that because of those drop down hips. So that is awesome stuff. And then you could bring him out to the side. A really good amount. Pretty much does the splits, right? Let's bring him back up. And it's really easy to bring the drop down hips down. All you have to do is grab them by both legs and then pull it. Very simple. And as you can see, when they aren't dropped down, he can only lift his legs up to right there. So I really, really love those drop down hips. And then he has upper thigh swivel. He has double jointed knee, which again gets really good bend, even though his legs are pretty big. And then at the foot, we have rocking ankle. His foot can go forward to right there. And it could come way up, a really good amount. And then we have a toe hinge. So yeah, the articulation on Beast is awesome. So they definitely did a great job with that. And I'm really happy to see that they showed Beast this much love in the articulation department. Alright guys, so overall, even though I feel like the inspiration for this Beast is a little unfocused, it's kind of all over the place, it's hard to really pin down exactly which version of Beast they were going for here. Regardless of that, I still really, really like this figure. But, you know, I love the original one. And to be honest with you, I'm kind of down for any, like, repaints of this body that they want to give us, as long as they add cool things to make it interesting. And I think they did that here with the different head sculpt and the accessories that he came with. It really made for, like, a fun figure, even though I feel like it's not 100% accurate to the gray version of Beast. And you know what? I could be wrong. If I'm wrong about that, let me know in the comments. Even if there's, like, 3 issues of the Avengers from the 1975 where Beast was gray, smiling like this, reading books. Let me know about it so I can check it out, and it will make me like this figure that much more. But as it is, I already love it. I think it's badass. It's probably the most articulated Marvel Legends figure we have, and I just think it's awesome. They really killed it with the Beast figure. They killed it the first time around. They killed it this time, and I'm definitely going to buy a double for myself because I love the way that he looks in the packaging. Like I said, that really brings back my childhood. That was like when I was really into all this stuff. And like I said, it's the time where I kind of fell in love with all these characters. So I have an affinity for that packaging. So I'm definitely going to get a double. And like I said, hopefully later on down the line, they give us this head sculpt in blue. I think that would be perfect. But you know, for now, this is what we have and I'm very happy with it. So anyways, I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Thank you very much. Peace.